a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is another
Contrast and Compare.
This is a typical day in the life. We've got a mother and a father with 2 kids, preschool age. In 60 seconds, describe a typical day in the life of our family, first in the monetary system and then in the resource economy. Okay, 60 seconds. Now, we can decide what the parents do for a living before we start this. So let's say he's a chemist, a chemical engineer, works for a pharmaceutical company, and she makes computer software but got laid off a year ago. So she just got another job, though, working for a bank. Yeah, credit card department, promotions. Okay, you ready? 60 seconds. Okay, and go. Okay, so the alarm goes off at 6 in the morning, and they're up at dawn and racing around, and she gets the kids some cereal, packs their Lunchables, and then she's off to pick up a couple more people. Her turn to drive in the carpool, 30 miles in rush hour traffic on the freeway. It slows to a crawl, and she shakes her head, and she looks at all these cars sitting there spewing exhaust. And meanwhile, Dad drops the kids off at preschool, then drives 20 miles, listens to the news, more soldiers killed in the war, another oil spill, insider trading, the same old stuff. So he gets to the lab where he's been working on some kind of cell growth experiment, but one of his coworkers has stumbled onto a formula for a better boner pill. Yeah, and now everybody has to work on that. Not what he wants to be doing. He's not happy with this, but he's lucky to have a job. Yeah. Meanwhile, she's in an office at the bank. She's on the phone to a customer, plowing through that sales pitch. Yeah, a new credit card offer with some low-interest features that could really benefit them. Although she knows it won't, and they'll end up paying more in the long run. And she'd like to tell them the truth, but her call may be monitored for quality assurance. She hates doing this, but keeps reminding herself she's lucky to have a job. And now he's picking up the kids around 6 o'clock, and then they're picking up some bad habits at the preschool. And they're tired and whining, and he needs to be spending more time with them. He knows that, but those parents have to be working to make ends meet to pay those premiums, which keep going up. And anyway, Mom gets home an hour later, and they put some frozen dinners in the microwave. There's some housework to be done, and finances. Yeah, they usually try to get into quality time with their kids before bed, but not tonight because it's almost April 15th, and they're still working on their taxes, and they need to go through their bills, and got to pay somebody tomorrow or get hit with another late fee. So I couldn't quite make it there. Almost. What's left? The kids fall asleep in front of the TV, and they keep going till midnight when they literally collapse into bed. No time or energy for any affection these days. No, they got to get up the next morning and get right back in the rat race. Wow. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? What we have to put ourselves through just to make it through the day playing this money game. And I think all of us can see the damage that's being done to people, to families by the stress and arguments that result from the game. Not having enough time for the things that really matter, not being able to raise your kids with the supervision and attention they need. And this leads to all these increasing social problems in our society. I know, Kate. That's depressing. This is going to be a little better. I do believe it should be. 60 seconds. Come on, and go. Okay, so they get up in the morning when they've had all the sleep they need, which is usually around 8 o'clock. And they've got a little garden outside the back door where they pick some veggies for their omelet. And the kids are involved with making breakfast, fresh fruit. No waffles anymore, no frozen waffles. And Mom takes the kids in the morning, and they walk a couple blocks to where they hop on the trolley, electric trolley. And there's very few cars on the road these days. They've gotten rid of theirs. They don't need them now. So it's just a couple miles out to the community gardens, and they spend a few hours there tending and planting and harvesting. And the kids are learning about how to grow food and the different areas where people have experiments in progress. So meanwhile, Dad is online with a big group of like-minded chemical engineers. He's back to working on this human cell regeneration project. And there are scientists from Europe and Africa and Asia and the Middle East all over the world who are connected and working together on this project. And he finds this to be just fascinating. Okay, so when the rest of the family returns with more food they just picked, they make lunch. He tells them about what's been going on in his group. They tell him about some of the experiments they're doing at the gardens. And then after some quiet time, he takes the kids and they walk a mile to this assisted living facility where he's been helping with some renovations. And there's a preschool down the block, so the kids spend a couple hours there. And when he comes to get them, he stays for a while and, plays some games with the kids. And in the meantime, Mom's on the computer with her group working on a software program, and she's still into it when they get back around 5 o'clock. And so they walk over to the park, Dad and the kids, and they get some more exercise. They join in a softball game, and it's not that kind of game where the parents yell at the umps and get in fights on the sidelines, because that would just be stupid. So they go home now and they have dinner. I know, I couldn't make it. But can I just finish this day because, I like it here. Yeah, I like it a lot. And so just a few more seconds. Let me finish the day, okay? Okay, it's almost dark. They have dinner, and then this is their favorite part of the day. They're working on this project where the dad has one of the kids and they're writing this children's story, and the mom has the other kid and they're doing the music for it with this new software program that she's made. And they wrote this Zeitgeist lullaby song and put it online, and other people have been listening to it and like it, and that makes them feel good that they've created something that people like. And then the parents tuck them into bed and read them a story. And the kids are all excited, though, about the big holiday tomorrow because it's April 15th, one of the biggest holidays in the land. When parents tell their kids about how they had to work at these jobs they didn't really want to do that weren't relevant to anything to get this paper money and give a lot of it to the government on this day. A lot of that money would be wasted on this or that. The kids say, wow, that sounds crazy. And the parents say, oh, let me tell you about it. And the kids say, no, that's all right, we've heard enough. So anyway, there'll be festivities at the park tomorrow and games and a fun house. That could be a little scary, though, because it's the free market fun house, a flash from the past. And you go in there and you get hit from every direction with late fees. And around every corner, you're accosted by bill collectors. And there are scary repo men at every window. It's a little traumatic, but they figure the kids should be exposed to this because they should know what we've been through and know that we never, ever want to go back there again. And then when the kids go to sleep, then the parents still have a little time and energy for some affection, and then they get up the next day and do it again. Yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes perfect sense to me. I mean, that's how we could be living if everything wasn't so backwards and so senseless. Wow. Okay, hey, the finish line.